Hi there, Steve Landau here and Julie Stark from EmbRace Tucson, Embrace Your Inner Athlete. Today we are so fortunate to have some of America's and the world's best Paralympians, para-athletes, that's the proper term, I hope, and here to share today, with us today their trials and tribulations in this new abnormal, as we call it. People headed to, training, getting ready to go to the Paralympics, and how this has affected their lives. So today we have Courtney Ryan. Hi, Courtney.
Hello.
We have Bryan. Bryan, hello.
Hello.
And we have the athletic director from the University of Arizona for the Adaptive Ed program, Pete Hughes. Hello, Pete.
Hello.
I will do a little introduction as I look over to my papers over here because I don't know all you all personally. Courtney is a member of the USA Women's Wheelchair Basketball team that was headed to this summer's Tokyo Paralympics. And she played for Team USA at the World Championships. As I said before, Pete Hughes is the athletic director for the U of A Adaptive Athletic Program, which is the largest college-based adaptive sports program in the United States. It's saying a lot. The U of A program has produced the third largest amount of Paralympians. Congratulations on that. And Bryan is the coach of the U of A wheelchair, tennis, and rugby team. He's a two-time Paralympian in the 2012 and 2016 Paralympics, and he won gold at the British and French Opens in doubles tennis. He's a 9-time World Cup team member. That's amazing. Congratulations on that. Julie's here with me today. Julie would like to ask you a few questions. Take it away, Julie.
Well, thank you for joining us. It's an honor to be on the same Zoom with you guys. I feel very humbled. I just really have one question, and it's kind of all-encompassing, and Steve kind of touched on it a bit. We're just looking to find out, how has the new abnormal impacted you, either as an athlete who was preparing for the Olympic trials or going already to the Olympics, or in a coaching perspective? How has this impacted your ability to communicate with your athletes or keep them, mentally, their spirits up, as well as their training? So Courtney, we'll start ladies first.
Oh, awesome. Can't really say it's changed a lot of aspects in regards to being an athlete. Obviously, I've had to be a lot more, try to figure out different workouts, stuff like that. The obvious of postponing is obviously a big thing to have to deal with because, you're coming into 2020, getting ready, excited, training a lot, and then all of a sudden this happens, which I completely understand why we had to do it. But the goals are still the same, still training, still wanting to get that gold medal, still, having communication open with my teammates to encourage each other. So we still all have the same goals in mind.
Are you having to train by yourself, I assume, because there's social distancing going on?
Yeah, so that's kind of something that we're pretty used to. We are a decentralized program for the women's wheelchair basketball team. We're kind of all over the US. So we have a great trainer, shout out to Katie, for strength and conditioning, where she prescribes us different strength and conditioning workouts each week. And they're also dependent on our level of disability and our classification. So depending on how much function you have, so it's very, very individualized.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Bryan, would you like to chime in now?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having us on, by the way. Yeah, definitely life has changed. Life as an athlete has also changed. And I think for me, I'm still a touring pro, and I also coach the team here at the university. So I guess, first of all, for my athletes, they have gone home. They're with their families now. So I think it's important that, I reach out to them weekly. Like Courtney said, we also have a strength and conditioning coach that's communicating with our athletes to make sure that they're staying in shape, giving them some ideas on how to work out at home. With some simple things like using milk jugs and soup cans and different things like Personally, my training has changed a lot. I spend a lot of time in the gym, and so I have basically moved my gym to the outdoors. So I take my weights and my stretchy bands up into the mountain, and I train at elevation now, and that's been great for me. I get out, in the sunshine. I'm by myself, and I'm in nature, and also at elevation. So I'm pretty lucky. I think being in Arizona, we're very lucky because we can train outside in this nice weather right now. So yeah, that's basically how I've adjusted. Mentally, I'm still staying sharp, communicating with my coach, and still thinking about the game and visualizing things and trying to keep my body in shape for the future.
I agree. We're all lucky here in Tucson. We have great weather and we have Mount Lemmon. So
Yep.
easy access to get to and do some training and be outside. So Pete, you're next. How would you like to communicate, how this has affected you as the coach?
Well, we went from being, well, thanks for having us on again. We went from being extraordinarily busy, getting all ready for all of our nationals, to having really nothing to do. So then it was flip around, talk, make sure we communicate with the coaches, make sure I understand what they need to support their athletes. Bryan just said something about bands. We're going to order bands for all our athletes, send them because all of our athletes are at home, and then making sure that the coaches call and make sure that our athletes, who are all of them are on scholarship. Every single one of them are on academic and athletic scholarship, to make sure that they're still successful and getting that, the support they need to be successful academically, which is our primary goal here at the University of Arizona Adaptive Athletics Program. So make sure that they understand, hey, just because it's all virtual doesn't mean that we're not going to hold you accountable. We're there for you. You need anything, let us know. We'll send stuff directly to you. Here's your workouts, that kind of stuff. So it was kind of a big body blow, because we were almost all of our programs were 1 to 4 weeks away from our national championships. We were all thrilled and excited about that. And then to have that pulled out and just say, okay, well, there's more important things in sports right now. It's all about health and your family. Let's get back to that, and then we'll get back to it, when we have an opportunity.
I'm sure it's a challenge for you to just try to keep them on a mental high. Don't get down too much. This is, not going to be like this forever. But in a short, vision world, you focus on what's going on right now, because you're preparing, like you said, 1 to 4 weeks out, and just got to keep their spirits up and be in it for the long haul instead, I guess, is what I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So this is a reset for all of you, basically. I mean, we're not going to be competing for quite a long time. 2021 will come around, and willing, we're all going to be in good shape and ready to go by then. So it's a reset for all of you, correct?
Yeah, for me, I'm not quite sure how tennis is going to work. We run on a 12-month rolling calendar for rankings. So right now, there's no events happening in the world, and right now they're on hold until July 13th. So we don't really know if we are going to have to re-qualify. So basically, on the rules now, I have qualified, but they haven't said that be the qualifying, the standard. So it could extend into 2021 now. So not sure. It's still all up in the air. I think, we have to see how things play out, I guess. So I think the main thing is just staying ready, ready to go when we have to go,
Right. Let me ask you one final question to each one of you. Our good friend Barry Baker here in town is one of the largest fundraisers for Challenge Athletes Foundation, and he's done amazing work for that. How's the Challenge Athletes program affected you, and what has it done for your careers as Challenge athletes, I suppose you should say?
For me, Challenged Athletes Foundation has been around at the start of my adaptive athletics career. So before my injury, I was a collegiate athlete playing soccer. sustained my spinal cord injury, and I was introduced to the Challenged Athlete Foundation peer mentoring program. And through the peer mentoring program, I was introduced to Erica Davis, who ended up introducing me to all sorts of different adaptive athletics until I finally found out about wheelchair basketball. And I found that there was a lot of similarities in regards to soccer and wheelchair basketball, one being that camaraderie and that teamwork. So they really kind of pushed and helped me get back into athletic community and get back into the world that I had missed so much after sustaining my injury. So I'm very fortunate. They've also supplied me grants, so I'm able to compete at the highest level. So I have the best wheelchair basketball piece of equipment out there right now. So they've huge help in my career and making sure I sustain my career and being able to compete at the highest level and get to the Paralympics.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. Bryan, anything you want to say about CAF?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar for me. In the beginning of my career, the Challenged Athletes Foundation, through their grant, I was able to get equipment, help with travel, and it really gave me a jump start into my career when I didn't have the resources to do that. I was a struggling college student, and their help allowed me to, like Courtney said, have this top end equipment and also the ability to travel. And it's a great partnership that we have with Challenge Athletes Foundation here at the Adaptive Athletics Program. All of our athletes, pretty much all of them, are funded in one way or another by CAF, and we couldn't do what we do without that partnership. So yeah, I'm very thankful for what they do for us, and any chance we get to give back at this stage, we're happy to do it.
That's great sentiment. Pete, anything you'd like to?
Yeah, no, it's a requirement for all of our athletes to do it. And one of the reasons why we're the largest program in the nation is because we don't have to pay for all of that equipment. If you think of fielding a team of 15 on the men's or women's wheelchair basketball team, each one of those sports wheelchairs is going to cost us $4,000 to $5,000 at the top end. And they're taking at least half of that fee away from us, through grants through the CAF, that you can just, all right, now I've got all that money that I could put into another program like wheelchair tennis or like wheelchair track or hand cycling. And I can continue to create opportunities for people with physical disabilities to get their education, to compete and chase both academic and athletic dreams. We cannot do it, would not be able to do it without CAF. And it makes me laugh because I was in San Diego when Challenge Athletes Foundation started, and I remember thinking, oh, there's no way they're going to be able to sustain this. And now it's just amazing what they've done. And yeah, it's one of the great shining examples of what human beings can do for other human beings. So very thankful for CAF.
Amen to that. And you've had some really big time celebrities out there really supporting you and notoriety to. I remember seeing Robin Williams at some of the events in San Diego. Well, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your time and for expressing your feelings during this time of what we're going through. And look for, to the audience out there, look for Challenge Athlete Foundation events that are here in Tucson where you can help raise funds as well to help all you guys get to where you want to be. Thank you again for your time, and we wish you the very best of luck in this new abnormal and getting off to the Paralympics in 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the year.